All right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, you guys are coming off breaking that road losing streak and a Thanksgiving little treat for you guys. So how are you guys feeling coming off of that victory against the Raiders?
Yeah, obviously when you go on the road to get a big road win, it gives you a jolt in the arm, and I think the guys were excited to get that one, and obviously you turn right back around, you got a big one at home, so you tried to bottle up that energy and have a good work week.
That was Shedeur Sanders' first start at quarterback. You announced earlier in the week that he'll be getting his second start this week. So what did you see from him against the Raiders, and what does this week look like in terms of getting him ready for this next matchup?
Obviously, as a quarterback, your number one job is to lead your team to a win. So for him to be able to do that in his first start, I think is a big deal. And obviously there are some big plays on there, none bigger than the throw to IB early in that game, which was a high level throw and catch. So to be able to find those chunks, I think was outstanding. There are always things for a young player that you can improve upon, and that's certainly his focus going into the second start, but the ability to put your team in position to win obviously is paramount.
Well, look to do that again. Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers coming to town. When you look at what they're able to do this season and you look back to maybe that last meeting in 2023, it was so close and it was an exciting win for you guys. What's different? And what are you preparing for, big picture, when it comes to this team?
Obviously, players in and out of lineups, whether due to trade or injury or just the natural part of the NFL offseason, if you will. But the scheme really remains very similar to what they do. Our scheme remains very similar to what we do. So it's a fun matchup from the X's and O's to see what type of wrinkles they may have. Obviously, we work on our side to make sure that we're as difficult to defend as we can. So that's been a big part of our work week is thinking through the schemes that match up versus what they do.
All right, we'll start with our quarterback. Brock Purdy's coming off that 29 win over the Panthers, but he threw 3 interceptions. So when you're looking at a guy like him, is there a way that you can maybe try to build on that, maybe rattle him a little bit in 2 straight games?
He's a terrific player. The way he goes through his progressions, how accurate he is with the football. He's a good athlete, which I think people don't give him enough credit for. So this is a really good player. Obviously turned the ball over in that last game, but that's him trying to make plays. So we really have to focus on what we do on any given play and just understand that he's a great player.
You mentioned his accuracy. He's top 10 in completion percentage this season. So despite those interceptions, when he's got guys like Jawan Jennings, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, and even Christian McCaffrey in the passing game, what kind of challenges does that group present, and how do you maybe limit some of those crossers, the deep threat of the ball that they are able to present to you guys?
They do a great job with their scheme of getting the ball to these guys and getting maximum rack. Their run after catch when they get the ball to, like you mentioned, all their players. Obviously with McCaffrey, they can hand it to him, they can throw it to him out of the backfield. He can line up at wide receiver spots and run any route there is in the route tree. So they have a bunch of options on this offense, and I think the quarterback is making great decisions back there.
You mentioned him being able to be that dual threat. Jim Schwartz said that if he was a slot receiver, he would be the best slot receiver in the league if that was his job full time. So when you're preparing, how do you have to approach that at a base level for your guys to stop the run and stop the pass threat?
You just have to know where he is on every single play. Where he is a pretty good indication of the ball might be coming his way. So our guys know that on any given play, he can line up in the backfield, he can line up out wide, they can motion him to those spots as well. But he's just a huge challenge. It's not one person's job to take away a player of his caliber. You really have to have all 11 guys on the same page.
All right, their defense, your offense, they're missing a lot of their defensive stars. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Michael Williams. How have you seen them approach that loss, and what are you looking forward to in preparation for your offense?
Well, look no further than the Monday night game versus Carolina. They played fast, they played physical, they made plays in the back end. So this is a very, very good defense. We have a ton of respect for this group and Coach Saleh and how he goes about his business. We know how hard they play. The scheme is so similar to what we do, so that doesn't make it easier. It makes you understand how hard it's going to be on Sunday.
And their defense is ranked 26th in net passing yards per game, 25th in net passing yards per play. How are your receivers preparing for this? Seeing what Shedeur Sanders was able to do, maybe with that deep ball in his first start, how are they getting ready for this one?
I think they're really, really good in the back end, this group. They tackle really well. Their safeties come downhill and tackle you. I think for our receiving core, it's understanding the nuance to this coverage family. They'll play plenty of 2 high zone. They'll play plenty of 1 high zone. Really, that's probably their lead coverage. Then they'll mix in man, and you're going to get a lot of man situationally as well. So you're really going to see all sorts of coverages if you're a pass catcher, and understanding those and certainly being on the same page with the quarterback will be important.
I mean, look at the forecast. It's Cleveland. Cold, rainy, snow, gusty winds possible. How much does that change everything maybe that we just talked about for all three phases on both teams?
You have to deal with conditions, and we don't go into the stadium knowing what they're going to look like. We have to get down there and see what they are, but it really does affect all things you do. It certainly affects the passing game, definitely affects the kicking game. So we'll get down there on Sunday, kind of take stock of what it's doing, and then adjust from there.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck on Sunday and stay warm.
Thanks, Cam.